There is so much information out there on how to write a book, on the different tools and resources and methods, and you should do it this way or you should do it that way. Some say you should outline, and some say that you should just go for it and just keep writing. There's this just plethora, right, of tools and resources and blogs and even books on how to write a book, and there's podcasts, and there's just so many things. Can I get a raised hand if you know what I'm talking about and you've been down that rabbit hole? And yet, despite all of that, you are still feeling stuck. Every single time that you go to sit down and start putting words on the page, something's holding you back, right? Or you put words on the page and then you look at what you've written and you just think, what am I doing? Can I really do this? Am I missing something that all these other people that are writing these books have? And if so, what is it? How can I finally accomplish that vision that I have for me and my book and this idea that I've been given? I'm Katelyn Silva, and I work with Christian mompreneurs, and I help them to get clarity on their content and finally write and publish that book to bestseller, and then use it beyond that for impact and for accomplishing their purpose that they've been given by God. Today, I want to talk to you about how to really streamline all of that information and be able to finally implement in a way that's effective and that really works for you. So the number one thing to realize is that while there is all that information, and while a lot of times you might not even be hearing anything new, the key factor to consider is understanding that you need to find the right person or resource that really clicks with you and that your brain can just receive the information in the right way so that it comes together, it makes sense, and it helps you to implement. So I'll give you a practical example. Sometimes it's easy to say something like that, and then you still be thinking, okay, yeah, that sounds nice, but how do I do that, right? And so for some people, this is just having a one-to-one person, like a writing buddy or a friend or a local writing group community or something like that, where you actually have interaction. Think about C.S. Lewis and J.R. Tolkien and a couple of other guys who were in college, and they would meet together once a week and they would just talk. And they would talk about, hey, this is my idea. This is what I'm working on. Can I read you what I wrote this week and get your feedback? And they just bounce ideas back and forth, and they helped each other grow as writers, and they held each other accountable as well. And of course, we have seen from that they became these huge figures in the writing world and in the book world of history. You know, you think of J.R. Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings, or C.S. Lewis, and I mean, everyone knows about the Chronicles of Narnia, but there's so many other amazing books that he wrote as well that have been massively influential. And that's kind of like way off, but you guys get the point. So that's one thing that can work very well and be a practical way to start implementing that information that you've learned and start actually taking steps forward and making progress with your book, just one day, 1 week at a time. For some people, that's getting involved in a bigger writing community, maybe a Facebook group, or some people have a community on Wrimo groups, or actually getting involved in an official writing membership area. So that way they have community, they have ways to do challenges or get, input from different people on what they're working on in a broader sense, maybe not so local and tight knit, but, from more people. And there's so many different writing communities and memberships, but there's truly value in finding one that you feel like you can be yourself, like you can share openly, like you can flourish, and like you feel safe, right? You feel safe to share where you're at and what you're working on without worrying about what other people might have to input or say, right? And really to help you grow. And again, ultimately to help you make progress and implement and flourish as a writer. Another way might be actually working with someone who is a mentor and who can come alongside you and hold your hand, right? Help answer questions, help guide you, help ask questions when you're stuck so that you can really think through those hurdles and overcome those challenges in a real practical way. And to take steps one at a time every week, like I mentioned with some of the other ones, and be able to really just take those steps forward. And one of the beautiful things about either having this more tight-knit community, like the writing buddy system, or just like a couple of people that get together, or having a mentor, is that you can also have really valuable input a lot of times from someone who's been there and done that, or maybe has at least gone steps ahead of you and can reach back and help carry you forward, right, in a way that helps you understand what is going to work best for you. And the reason why I say this is because ultimately, every single person has their own unique story and style and process and kind of way of thinking about it because of your own life experiences and the way that your brain works, the way that God has gifted you this talent and this idea that you have. It's going to be in your own unique way, right? And sometimes being able to figure out, okay, yeah, they all work, but which one's going to work for me? And which method or style do I need to integrate or implement into my own style? And just having that input can be so valuable and beneficial in being able to do that in a way that's effective and efficient so that you don't waste time dabbling and figuring out and, having something fail and then trying again. It's better to just have the input from the get-go that really guides you and helps you overcome and really master and own your own process and style from the get-go, right? And so that can be so valuable. So having shared that with you, that is, I would say, one of the first ways that I would recommend kind of just letting go of all the different resources and information and all the different things and really starting to hone in on what's going to work best for you specifically and help you to actually take steps and start making real progress with your manuscript and ultimately toward your big vision for you as an author and also for your book/books, for future ideas. So having shared that, if you are looking for a great community resource that you can be a part of, I would highly recommend checking out my Facebook group, the Writers Club, where there are regular posts that give you an opportunity to set goals for the week. There's opportunity to share what you accomplished, and we celebrate with you as you really actually make progress and implement. There's an opportunity to promote any work that you have, if it's blog posts, maybe a recent book that you published. And there's just other opportunities as well to help support each other and really come together as a community. Go to facebook.com/groups/Writers Club membership. And of course, it's a free Facebook group, but definitely go in and check it out. I would love to have you in there and cheer for you. And then come back for future videos where I'm going to be talking about more of these tips and how you can implement the information that's out there to actually start getting results for you and your book. I'll see you next time. And remember that your book can change a life.